Morning, fellow gamers, and welcome to another episode. If you guys do not know, my name is Shane, and I own my own retro video game store in my garage. I started my own business and decided to see where it takes me and want to continue to make it better and grow. This costs and overhead, I did it in my garage because I'm cheap. So far, for the last 6 months, I've been doing it full time. And it's been fantastic. No thanks to the customers that come in, you guys online, and everyone else giving me support. Thank you very much. This channel is essentially me on my daily grind, making my business grow. For everyone for subscribing, I'm glad you guys are here. Every single day is a new challenge, a new experience for me and you guys. But without further ado, let's go. eBay sales. We got a few of them. We finally sold this Game Boy Color AC adapter. I think we got 13 plus shipping on top of that. And we sold Sonic Adventure 2 for 40 plus shipping, and Castlevania. This is a reprinted label for 30. Let me show you exactly how I mail my eBay stuff. Most of my games are pretty standard. Let's take, for example, this Castlevania. So, pretty simple. I put business card, I put the game. Now I put it like right in the middle because what I do is fold my single sheet of bubble wrap over like so. Piece of tape. There's that first one. Now, I go above and beyond. Some people at this point would just put it in a poly mailer and go for it. I don't. Go a couple extra steps. So, I'll put my bubble wrap game inside a priority, a CD, DVD priority box. These are free from the United States Postal Service. And what that does is gives now another layer of protection. This gives it almost a cardboard box protection. Put a piece of tape, 2 more pieces of tape on the ends. Now I have 2 options to deal with the ends. I can fold the ends in and just fold it over, or I can cut it, cut the edges, fold it in as well, and then fold it over. It doesn't really matter, as long as the tape holds, it'll be fine. The reason I fold it in is because these boxes stick out a little too long for my next step, which is poly bags. So these poly bags are pretty easy to use. And the reason I do poly bags is plain and simple, to protect it from the rain. So at this point, this one is good to go. Put out my packing list so I know exactly which item it is, who it's going to, and which label it's getting. Stick the label on there and done. I'll do the same thing for those loose discs. Bubble wrap, business card, item. Sometimes what you can do, similar to this GameCube, because they're a little bit smaller, is you can shrink it down a bit, and you can actually do a little bit more bubble layers than you would normally do. And then I like to fold over the edges to give it a little bit padding for the front and back, and that will be taped all the way around. And got priority box. Boom. Tape. 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 I'll cut these ends. Fold. Fold. Poly mailer. And then label. This one's fairly a lot longer, so I'm not going to be able to do the same thing that I did with the games. So I got to figure out how and what kind of box I can use. So the first thing I usually do, I'll wrap this in bubble wrap. First layer of bubble wrap right here. What I'm going to do is put another layer around the other way. So this way I went like this. Now a couple more layers, I'll go like this. Alright, now I gotta find a... If I have multiple orders with multiple games or larger controllers, I use this 9x6x3 box I get from Amazon. As you're gonna be able to tell, that ain't gonna work. So I have this 16x12x6 box as well, but this thing is usually used for consoles, and this thing is way too big. Now I might just be able to throw it in a poly bag and call it good, but that is not okay. Essentially, one want to give these packages at least a fighting chance, so we need to put it in a box. It means I literally have to go hunt and find a box, because I had a whole bunch from like Amazon and packages and items and games and systems. They're all gone. I literally, yesterday was trash day. They're all disappeared, so I gotta go find one. This is where one of these guys will come in. This is actually an Express FedEx large boxes, which are free, just flipped inside out. Because unlike priority boxes, say priority service on them, FedEx doesn't. Usually turn these guys inside out and then use them for larger pieces, maybe consoles with controllers and everything else. So I'm gonna use this box for it. There's our box. Not pretty. I thought I could put a poly bag on it. I didn't want to take a poly bag off. I put 2 poly bags. I should have just left the poly bags off. Whatever, it's too late. The measurement of the box, and then we're going to print out a label for this guy, and this will go with all the other boxes. Delivered later today. So I'm usually 1 day shipping and handling when it comes to prices and items. So essentially buy something on eBay, that day it either gets processed and dropped off that day, or it won't get picked up. It'll get dropped off and the label will be printed. Sometimes I can get ahead of it. Sometimes I can pick it up and they drop it off at the USPS and get scanned. But most of the time it just gets dropped off. Actually get to work. We are going to start taking this guy apart and cleaning him up, getting them all nice and non-dusty. Better for the customer because it's kind of slowing down, which means it's probably throttling because of the heat. Let's start taking this guy apart.
I wondered if this too was a result of the power the baby gave me. In that moment, I swore not to grieve his death.
There's our top. Woo-wee. Took that off. Look at that. I'm gonna go blow this out. All right, blew that out. Let's take it apart.
None of the baby remained on me.
out of thermal paste. I've really never liked these clips, to be honest. And there we go. Let's put it all back together. Voila, it's back together. I guess at this point we could just test it. There's no reason not to. Before I put it all the way back together. Turn it on. And voila. All this stuff with a freaking sign-in and everything else. I freaking hate the Xboxes, but I think it's installing. So we'll see if it plays. Let's do a recap. So I finished the Xbox One S. The customer already picked it up, already paid for it. Done. What we got? To be honest, this isn't good. I'm pretty sure this thing needs the adapter, which it doesn't have, and then we got another one of these stupid things. Really, I didn't want it. They said, well, I don't want it anyways. How about I need some AV cables for a Wii. And I was like, fine, I'll trade you AV cables for a Wii for the lot. So I'll pick a couple stuff for the store, but in general, a lot of this is just garbage. Just look at the first game. I mean, it's Destiny. PS3 Band Hero. Oh, that has Wii Fit in it. Nice. HL13. Your Shape Fitness. Zumba Fitness. Bunch of just stuff we don't. It's just trash. Lego Dimensions. Connect Disneyland. Defiance for the PS3. Oh yeah, TV Superstar. Zumba. I'm just checking all the cases. Make sure they're all in here. Zumba. Me Coach. Champions. A bunch of just stuff you can't get rid of. Devil May Cry with Street Fighter 4. Okay, I'll keep that. What else we got? Battlefield 3. Hey, the fight. Lights out. I think it's not worth too much. I'm giving it away. I think I threw it in the $3 bin. Lost. $1 game. Nice. Oh, there's another fight. Bunch of, garbage filler. Like I said, I didn't pay too much. This stuff is probably just gonna go to the wayside or NCAA 06, like $5 game. Adventures. 2K14, always. NBA 2K08. You know what? Some of the games I'm not keeping, I might as well keep their cases. These are all like third-party cases right here for all the PS3, PS2, all the filler stuff. Double check, because I think this thing needs a sensor bar for the Wii. And then we got that stupid thing. In case I got a box for a nunchuck. So just saw Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z, disc only, for 11 plus shipping on top. And as I thought, this needs a dongle, and there is no dongle. In the pile of goodwill with the other one. We had another customer that actually called, not today, but a couple days ago, about a PS2. And I told him, well, this is what it is, potentially what's going on. So he just came, I opened it up, it was pretty dirty. But then I realized, interesting. So I usually clean the laser. And then I got to make sure the laser is actually moving properly and it's leveled and not tilted or like at an angle. So there's certain, especially with the PS2 FATs, there's certain things on there that can cause the laser not to work properly, even with a new laser in it. So I checked those things. Everything looked good. But then I noticed that the motor that moves the laser back and forth, sometimes the gear and that little cog on the machine can essentially get clogged with hair and dirt and debris, causing the laser to not really move, and it needs to move to read the laser on the disc. And that's exactly what was wrong with it. So I cleaned it up, booted it up, I played all 5 of my discs, and I said, we don't have to buy a laser, and we reduced the cost on how much it would cost him to essentially get that laser replaced and fixed by me, which is always fantastic when I can save people money, because then they buy stuff like what he did. He ended up buying, well, a GameCube game's gone, another GameCube game gone, and another one. So essentially he bought Melee, Mario Party 7, NFL Street. He grabbed SSX Tricky and some other stuff, plus the repair, a good piece of chunk of change, and he was only here for maybe, let's say, at max, a half an hour that took me to essentially diagnose and repair that console. So Can't beat that, guys. There's a small portion of me that every time I do Google reviews and everything like that, I kind of wish I had a stable place like a retail place. But in general, guys, this is awesome. This is just to start out. Just try like outside yard, in the garage. Try to find a really just cheap, low place to try to see if your business is going to succeed. Because there's no reason to pour a bunch of money into something that may not happen. I digress. GameCube selection now at this point, again, like always, is looking pretty weak up here for the lower end stuff. I mean, there's a bunch of disc-only stuff, but most people like to have cases and see cases. Our glass case for the GameCube has dwindled down now as well, so it might be time to hustle and find some games. Now we do have other system and other games. I've kind of neglected the PS2 for a bit. Weird that I set focuses on certain systems and certain games at the time. My PS2 collection's still looking pretty decent. But I feel like I've neglected it too much. I should get some really good bangers. But I did have, like, we have Silent Hill 2 in there for a little bit. I don't know. What I do know is, let's get to this Xbox One selection. There's some decent stuff in here. And it'll help fill out the Xbox One section a bit. And the Xbox One is looking a little meek. And most people don't care about Destiny or... I mean, the Star Wars bundle I think is kind of cool. And Okami. Madden, I don't know why this hasn't been bought either. The Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. I don't know. Alright, Jordan, help me a little bit. But we got some of the Xbox One games done. We still got a stack over here that we still got to get done. We'll probably get done with those tomorrow. Taking a lot of those cheaper games and taking the cases. So the cases are kind of more important than the actual games because they're super cheap games. Over here is like just kind of everything with manuals, decent looking stuff. Everything else is like disc only, and then like $2 games. This is the lot that we picked up from that trade, so we'll probably get to that, I don't know, a couple days. We're officially done for today. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to level up.